Hey guys, the verse of the week is Proverbs 18:21. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Fiona Radie-Bee, and if this is your first time, passing by, well, you are more than welcome. Make sure you join the Fifi gang. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Make sure you tick those notifications so make sure you click that bell so you get all the notifications when I post. So, welcome back to Real Wednesday. So, I hope you guys are having a wonderful time, wonderful week, even though right now in the world globally, we are going through it, honey, okay? Yeah, we're going through it. And my heart goes out to anybody that has lost their loved ones in this time and moment. Today, we're going to be speaking about, ourselves and being truthful to ourselves. And this is one thing that I've realized not a lot of people do or even understand the value of actually being truthful to yourself. So, I'm actually speaking from a person who's actually done this. I've actually sat myself down, spoke to myself and been like, yo, Fifi, what's going on? Like, let's think. Let's be truthful to ourselves. We never see the value of diagnosing ourselves. So, I'll give you an example. In the normal day, in the normal life, if you're sick and you're showing symptoms, what do? We go to the doctor and the doctor will then, ask you, what are the symptoms you've been having? And he goes back to his big old book, his laptop, searches up and like, okay, well, I see, honey, here. Maybe you are suffering from depression, you're suffering from anxiety, or he could tell you whatever. It could be diabetes, it could be cancer, it could be anything. You go back home and because you've told him your symptoms, he's used that to then give you the treatment and also for you to know what you're suffering from. And when I looked at that and I said, wait, how come, they always say self-diagnosis is never a good thing because people go and Google, find out all the things, blah, 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 blah. But really and truly talking about life and life situations and talking about self-development, which is something that I'm going to be speaking about on this YouTube channel. And if you've seen my live videos on my Instagram, I've been speaking about self-development and, trying to encourage people to engage in it and take part in it because it's so important to know yourself, know your truth, know what you're going through and know how you can get out of it. I'm going to be talking about the power of self-diagnosis and how important it is for you as a person to diagnose yourself with the problems that you have. Are you an alcoholic? Are you a sex addict? Are you a fraudulent person? What are your bad habits? What are your issues? What are your problems? Why can't you live a life that's healthy, that's constantly producing results? It's because of the different infirmities that you have, different diseases, different things that you're suffering from that you cannot get out of. So today I'm going to be taking you through this journey. The power of diagnosis. What is your problem? What's your matter? What are you suffering from right now? Are you going through a financial crisis? Are you going through a mental breakdown? Are you going through a divorce? Are you going through a bad breakup? Have you got a heartbreak? What are you going through? What is your problem at this moment? I want you to ask yourself right now, what is your issue? What's the thing that's been causing you so much pain? Causing you so much agony that you don't know what to do anymore. When we realize what our problem is, that's when we actually find the solution. That's when you've actually, identified what the problem is. And so many of us, we like to run to people, like I said, I gave an example earlier, we like to run to people to help us to find our solutions. Don't get me wrong, People like therapists, you know, our parents, friends and family, they could give really good advice and they could be there for us all the time. But also it's so important as an individual to diagnose yourself and be able to know your own problems. Don't let it be too late for people always telling you what your problem is. You know, it's annoying. I find it annoying when people come and tell me,
yeah, you're like this, or this is your problem, this is your issue.
But when I know it well, when they tell me what my problem is, I never take it to offense. But I take it, you know, I take it as a step to change. You know, I take it as a step to change. Not take it personally, not be a person be like, whoa, why are they telling me I'm like this? Well, don't they have their own problems to worry about? No, but they're saying it in a way that they care about you and they want you to be the best. And we are going to be the best. We are going to be the best of who we are. And you are going to be the best of who you are. I'm going to be the best of who I am. It's so important to know who you are. I cannot stress this enough. It's important to know your identity. Who are you? Where do you come from? Why are you here? Sometimes if you actually can't answer those questions, life gets hard. So you have to sit yourself down. You know, like how your mother will sit you down and say, honey, we got a problem. Okay, we need to fix a few things, this and that. And you know, you've been going out a bit too much. You've been drinking a bit too much. You've been using, you know, your money too much. You haven't been saving. You haven't been a responsible person. You need to sit yourself down and talk to yourself and identify these things that are worrying you, that you can change in your life. It only takes you realizing from that moment, you have a solution. I bet you have a solution. I know so many of you probably right now asking, so how can I do this? How can I diagnose myself? How can I know what my problem is? You know. So I would say sit yourself down in a quiet space. Have some quality time to yourself. I don't know, do you like candles? Like for me, I light up my candles, you know. I get my pen and I get my paper and I get writing, get my laptop and I get typing, get my phone and get typing, and I express how I feel. How are you feeling today, Fiona? I feel a little bit down. Why? Ask yourself, why do you feel that? You know, maybe because I experienced this at work. Okay, how can we fix this? What exactly went down that then triggered me to be at this point? So I'm just giving you a quick example. To know yourself better and know who you are these things, you know, these vital things. Vital. So remember that word. So I broke it down, vital. Which are the most important things that every individual needs to know about themselves? So V. Let's start with V. So V stands for values. What are your values? What are your values? Your morals. Your values are the things that you believe are important in the way that you live and you work. They should determine your priorities, and deep down, they're probably the measures you use to tell if your life is turning out the way that you want it to. So, your values could be honesty, creativity, imagination, and an excellence excellence can consider as a personal value. Peace, humanity, dignity, equal human rights, freedom, you know, can also be considered as universal values. Respect to others, ourselves, keep promises, show gratitude to others, encourage others are moral values. Personal values could be imagination, honesty, you know, creation, creativity, you know, being excellent in everything that you do, and all those things, having knowledge, growth, personal growth. So those could be your values. And sometimes it can get, you know, things like integrity, love, forgiveness, growth, peace, patience. All these things, they could be your values, but you need to choose what your values are for your life. And then I is for interest. What are you interested in? Like, what do you like? What are your hobbies? Do you like going out? Do you like eating out? Do you like traveling? What do you like? What are you interested in? You know, it could be sci-fi movies, it could be science. What do you like? You need to know what you like, not someone else tell you what you like. You need to know it yourself. Temperaments, you know, So that's for our T. And it refers to a personality trait that determines how someone reacts to the world. So how do you react to your world? How do you relate to things? Do you take things personally? And all these things, are you a person who gets moody? Does your mood change really quickly? And why does it do that? So you need to know all these things. So I'm just going to read you the 4 core temperaments. So the first one is the choleric. That is a natural leader, a person who's determined, who's energized, who is goal oriented. And then you have number 2, melancholic. So a melancholic is someone who's a perfectionist, and they're sensitive, they're thoughtful, and they're quiet usually. And then you have number 3, which is a phlegmatic is someone who's a peacemaker. Are you a peacemaker? Easygoing, calm, chill. And then you have a person who's enthusiastic. So are you a person who's happy, fun, loving, outgoing? Which one are you? So ask yourself all these things. Which one are you? And also now for the A is around the clock. So you need to know your own biorhythms, like your life has a rhythm, and the people around you go with your own life rhythm. The way that you treat yourself, people will go with that. So you need to know all these things, like your daily routines, all those things. Those are your biorhythms. So therefore, when you know your biorhythms, your daily life is more pleasant. When you're in sync with, your biology, meaning that you're in sync with your biorhythms, okay, I'm not a morning person, I'm a late night type of person, so I like being up late, and my mind functions well. You need to know that thing. I'm an early worm. I like to get up, get things done, be organized, and all those things. You need to know that. So don't waste your energy pretending to be somebody that you're not. All these things that I'm saying, they're gonna help you to write things down. Which kind of things are you, in terms of what are your values, your interest, your temperaments, all around the clock. What are your biorhythms? You're a morning person, are you a late type of person? What time can you go to sleep? What time are you gonna wake up? All those things you need to know. And then the last one is L, which is your life goals, your missions for life. What do you want for yourself? What do you want out of life? The moment you know what you want out of life, life will give you what you need. It will give you and present all the things that you need for you to get there. What is your purpose? Why are you here? Why are you here? So many of us that practice religions and all those things, it helps us to know who we are and why are we here. And the most common thing is to be of service to each other. We're here to help each other. But then the modern day society tells us, no, you need to be selfish, you need to think about yourself. What can you get out of life? But all those things that you're doing, you're getting your values, your interests, all those things are to help you to function well in this life, so you can achieve your life goals, so you can be of help to others, so you can teach others, so you can be an example of God on this earth. The last part is your strengths. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are you good at? What are you bad at? The things that you're good at, you can be able to use those things to help other people, and all that, to teach other people, because not everybody has the same strengths. You can teach someone else or be someone else's shoulder, to lean on, the things that they're not really strong at. What are your weaknesses? How can you work well on your weaknesses? Like, for example, for me, one of them was being too judgmental and also not being a great listener. So I've been working on all these things to try and understand people, listen, and understanding comes from listening, so all those things I've been working on it. So talking about strengths, what are your abilities? What are your skills? What are your talents? What do you have to offer your world? Confidence helps you to develop your self-esteem so you can be strong in what you do. When you listen to people, listen to their compliments and things like that, you can be able to identify your own strengths. So someone can ask, how can I identify my own strengths? I don't know how to do that. Ask people, speak to people. They would be able to tell you, what, I think you're good at this, but then I think you can work on this. Ask them, what are my weaknesses? What do you think I'm weak on? There's nothing wrong with asking people and asking for help from people to understand yourself, as long as those people are very genuine. Don't ask people that are not genuine, because they're going to lie to you. So every single time, you want to know yourself, or you're in a situation and you don't know how to deal with it, going back to these, read those, you will then find the solution. So you find what the issue is. So what is the importance of diagnosing yourself using all these things? You know, you're able to identify the nature and an illness or a problem, and you're able to examine the symptoms, what you have. Then it gives you your solution. So I hope you guys, you know, enjoyed this video, and give me a like if you enjoyed it. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day and a lovely day and the rest of the week. Real Wednesdays, we keep it real. We don't hide anything. We learn from each other. You know, we're elevating together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah, I really enjoyed filming this video, and I hope you guys have a lovely day. Mwah. Subscribe, baby.